Imagine lying beside the person you love. The moment arrives and nothing happens. A quiet thought sinks in. Maybe I'll never get it back. You're not alone. Over 70% of men past 60 face ED, and most carry it in silence, wrongly believing their bodies are broken. That belief steals hope, confidence, and intimacy. I'm Dr. Maya Kapoor, a urologist with 30-plus years helping men reclaim vitality. I've seen defeat turn into renewed energy and rekindled intimacy. Pills mask the problem. When they fade, the fear returns. The real solution sits in natural oils that restore blood flow and hormone balance. Today, I want to take you through 9 extraordinary oils that can help reverse erectile dysfunction naturally. Oils that bring sensitivity back, that rebuild confidence, and that remind you your body is not finished. It's simply waiting for the right support. And the final oil, the 9th one, is so powerful that many men report feeling like they've turned back the clock within just 7 days. Stay with me, because this could be the turning point you've been waiting for. Before we begin, let me invite you to join this community. Subscribe and tap the bell. Comment 1 if this helps, or 0 for topics you want next. Now that you understand what's at stake, let's begin with the very first oil. It might seem ordinary, but it carries the spark your body has been missing. Pumpkin seed oil. I often call it liquid gold for the aging male body. Why? Because it is one of nature's richest sources of zinc, and zinc is absolutely essential for testosterone production. Without it, the engine of masculinity simply doesn't run. I've seen men come into my clinic with fatigue, with fading desire, with poor performance, and almost every time their blood work revealed the same thing: low zinc. Testosterone needs raw materials. Pumpkin seed oil supplies them, especially zinc. But its benefits don't end there. Pumpkin seed oil contains phytosterols, compounds that relax blood vessels and improve the flow of blood into erectile tissue. Erections are, at their very core, a matter of circulation. When flow is restricted, the body fails you at the very moment you need it most. But when vessels open wide, everything changes. Many of my older patients describe noticing a shift within a week, a return of morning firmness, a quiet energy they thought was gone forever. This is the reminder that your body isn't broken. It only needs the right support. Pumpkin seed oil is the first stone in rebuilding the foundation of male vitality. But if you think that sounds powerful, wait until you hear about the next oil. Across centuries, it's been described as the cure for everything except death. And when it comes to restoring intimacy naturally, its effects are nothing short of extraordinary. I'm talking about black seed oil. This oil carries a legendary reputation because of a compound called thymoquinone. That single molecule has the power to increase nitric oxide production in the body, the very signal that tells your blood vessels to relax and allow blood to surge in. Without nitric oxide, no matter how much desire you feel, your body simply cannot respond. I remember a patient named David in his mid-60s who came to me exhausted by failed attempts with pills. They gave him headaches, but never the relief he longed for. I introduced him to black seed oil and asked him to be patient, to give it a week or 2. When he returned, there was a light in his eyes. "Doctor," he said, "for the first time in years, I woke up with a natural morning erection." His confidence returned, and more importantly, his hope returned. That's the quiet beauty of black seed oil. It doesn't fight your body, it partners with it. Its anti-inflammatory properties soothe the delicate blood vessels that have been worn down by decades of stress, diet, and age. It clears the path so blood can flow freely again. But this journey doesn't stop here. because the next oil not only supports blood flow, it also helps the body restore testosterone levels naturally, giving you back the energy, drive, and vitality you thought were gone forever. That oil is pomegranate seed oil. There is something symbolic about the pomegranate, long seen as a fruit of life and fertility. Inside its seed oil lies punitic acid and some of the most powerful antioxidants nature provides. Together, they form a repair kit for your arteries, the very hoses that carry blood into your erections. Over time, those vessels can stiffen, weaken, and crack, disrupting smooth circulation. Pomegranate seed oil smooths and strengthens them, allowing blood to move freely again. And here is what makes it remarkable: its influence on testosterone. As men age, testosterone declines year after year. Pomegranate seed oil helps the body restore its natural production, not by forcing it, but by nudging the pathways already within you. I recall a man named George in his early 70s who came into my clinic feeling half alive. Low energy, little desire, constant struggles in the bedroom. After weeks of using pomegranate seed oil daily, he returned with a spark in his eyes, renewed intimacy with his wife, and a sense of self he thought was lost forever. That's the gift of pomegranate. It doesn't just improve erections, it revives vitality from the inside out. And if that inspires you, wait until you hear about the next oil. At first glance, it might seem like something designed for women, but hidden within it is one of the most overlooked secrets for male sexual health. That next oil is evening primrose oil. Most men hear that name and assume it belongs to women's supplements, often marketed for hormonal balance. But after decades of treating older men, I've seen how profoundly this oil can transform intimate health, especially when it comes to restoring sensitivity and pleasure. Evening primrose oil is rich in gamma-linolenic acid, or GLA, a fatty acid the body cannot produce on its own. This compound is essential for nerve health, the very nerves that line your penis and allow you to feel touch, arousal, and satisfaction. I'll never forget Harold, a 68-year-old man who came to me with quiet embarrassment. He told me he could still perform, but the sensations were dull, muted, like the music of life had faded to a whisper. When he began using evening primrose oil, the change was slow but undeniable. Within weeks, sensitivity returned. He described it to me in words I'll never forget. "Doctor, it's like going from a muffled radio to surround sound." That transformation isn't just about physical function, it's about connection, about feeling present again in moments that matter. Evening primrose oil helps men not only restore sensitivity, but also fine-tune hormone balance, making arousal and erection quality sharper, stronger, and more satisfying. But intimacy is not only physical, it begins in the mind. Countless men have sat across from me saying their bodies were capable, yet their minds sabotaged them. Worries about performance, endless mental chatter, stress from the day, these distractions pull them away from the moment. This is why rosemary oil is so remarkable. Beyond its familiar fragrance, it holds compounds that improve circulation directly to the brain, sharpening focus and creating clarity. When the mind is calm and alert, you can finally be present with your partner instead of lost in worry. I remember Alan, in his early 60s, who told me he felt like a spectator in his own bedroom. I suggested he massage rosemary oil into his temples each morning. Weeks later, he came back smiling. "Doctor," he said, "I didn't just get better erections. I got my confidence back." His wife noticed too. He was more focused, more attentive, more connected. Intimacy, once fading, began to bloom again. Rosemary oil also regulates DHT, a derivative of testosterone. Too much DHT can blunt sensitivity and weaken performance. Rosemary helps restore that balance, allowing testosterone to do its work without interference. And if clarity of mind feels powerful, imagine pairing it with an oil that lowers inflammation and quiets stress at the very roots of your body. That is what frankincense oil has offered men for thousands of years. In ancient temples, it was burned as sacred incense. But modern science confirms what healers long sensed. Frankincense calms inflammation and reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that silently robs men of testosterone and blood flow. I had a patient in his 70s, a gentle man named Walter, who told me he had nearly given up on intimacy, not because his body failed, but because his mind was always tense, restless, burdened. I suggested he diffuse frankincense in his bedroom before sleep. Weeks later, he reported deeper rest, calmer mornings, and the surprising return of spontaneous erections. He described it like setting down a weight he had carried for years. Frankincense reminds us that confidence isn't just about circulation, it's about peace of mind. When stress loosens its grip, the body remembers how to respond. Yet, as powerful as that is, there's another oil that goes even deeper, enhancing the way your testosterone actually works, sharpening nerve sensitivity and awakening a vitality you thought was gone for good. That oil is sandalwood. There is something timeless about sandalwood's warm, grounding scent, used for centuries to inspire confidence and focus. But beyond its fragrance lies its true power. Inside the body, sandalwood influences how your cells respond to testosterone. Even if your hormone levels look normal on paper, it won't matter unless your body can actually use them. Testosterone is the key, and your cells are the locks. If the locks are rusty, the key won't open the door. Sandalwood acts like polish, restoring the locks so testosterone can work at full strength. One man, James, was in his late 60s. For years, he chased higher testosterone with injections and supplements. His blood work looked fine, but his energy, desire, and erections never improved. When we introduced sandalwood oil, he was skeptical. But within weeks, he told me, "Doctor, it's like my body is finally listening." His energy rose, his confidence returned, and intimacy felt alive again. Sandalwood also enhances nerve sensitivity in the genital area, restoring vivid sensation many men thought lost forever. Patients often tell me it feels like turning the volume back up after years of silence. That's why I call it liquid confidence. And just when you think nature has given all its gifts, there comes a flower whose oil strikes a delicate balance, awakening desire while calming anxiety, fueling passion without rushing the body. That oil is ylang ylang. At first, it may sound too delicate, often associated with perfumes. But don't be fooled. For men over 60, it carries hidden strength. Performance anxiety is one of the biggest obstacles my patients describe, either too nervous to respond or too relaxed to perform. Ylang ylang works by stimulating the sympathetic nervous system, sparking desire and blood flow, while also calming the parasympathetic system, easing tension. I once worked with Frank, a retired teacher in his 70s, who loved his wife dearly but dreaded intimacy because of nerves. We introduced ylang ylang into his nightly routine, sometimes diffused, sometimes applied lightly as a cologne. Slowly, his body shifted. He was eager yet calm, ready without being rushed. That balance restored his confidence, and with confidence, his body followed. Ylang ylang also nourishes the adrenal glands, often overworked by years of stress. By restoring balance there, energy can flow again to where it belongs, sexual health. And like some of the other oils, It naturally boosts nitric oxide, improving blood flow without side effects. That's why I call it the oil of harmony. It reconnects mind and body, easing fear while fueling desire. And yet, as powerful as all this sounds, the final oil I want to share is the true game changer. Simple, humble, drawn from a tree you've probably walked past 1,000 times. But within it lies compounds so potent that men often report feeling transformed in just a single week. That final oil is pine needle oil. It may sound almost too simple, drawn from the needles of a tree you've probably brushed against on countless walks. Yet inside those slender green blades lie compounds, alpha-pinene and beta-pinene, that supercharge the way your body uses oxygen. Imagine your cells suddenly running on premium fuel instead of regular. Energy rises, stamina improves. Every organ, especially those tied to intimacy, performs at a higher level. But what truly astonishes me about pine needle oil is its immediate effect on circulation. It is one of nature's most powerful vasodilators, opening blood vessels wide and allowing warm, full blood flow within minutes. Men who've tried it often tell me they feel a tingling warmth return almost instantly. Sensitivity awakens. Erections feel fuller, more natural, more dependable. Add to this its ability to help the body use testosterone more efficiently, while calming inflammation in the prostate, and you can understand why so many men call it transformative. I've watched men in their 60s and 70s reclaim confidence they thought was gone forever. They don't just perform again, they feel alive again. Take David, for example. He had been struggling quietly for years, resigned to the thought that intimacy was behind him. Within a week of adding pine needle oil, he sat across from me with tears in his eyes. "Doctor," he said, "I feel like a man again." And that, to me, is what this entire journey is about. Not chasing youth, not pretending we're 20 again, but restoring vitality, intimacy, and joy, reminding you that your best years are not behind you. They can still be here, right now, if you give your body the support it craves. Let's step back and remember what we've uncovered together. 9 oils, 9 gifts from nature that speak directly to the deepest challenges men face as they age. Pumpkin seed oil, delivering the zinc your body needs to spark testosterone and open blood flow. Black seed oil, nature's Viagra, boosting nitric oxide and restoring confidence. Pomegranate seed oil, repairing blood vessels and supporting hormone production. Evening primrose oil, reawakening sensitivity and deepening the quality of intimacy. Rosemary oil, sharpening focus, calming mental chatter, and helping you be present again. Frankincense oil, dissolving inflammation and stress, reminding your body how to relax into intimacy. Sandalwood oil, amplifying the power of testosterone and restoring nerve sensitivity. Ylang ylang oil, balancing excitement and calm, soothing performance anxiety while fueling passion. And finally, pine needle oil, the 7-day game changer, reigniting energy, circulation, and vitality almost immediately. Each one carries its own gift, but together they create something far greater, a natural system of renewal. They work not by fighting against your body, but by reminding it of what it was always capable of. Your body is not broken. It has simply been waiting for the right support. And I want you to carry this truth with you. Intimacy is not over when you turn 60, 70, or even 80. It does not disappear unless you abandon it. The flame of vitality can be coaxed back to life with patience, with wisdom, with the simple gifts nature has given us. I've seen it happen too many times to doubt it. Men who walked into my office with their heads bowed, convinced their story was finished, later walking out with renewed energy, brighter eyes, and stronger relationships than they'd had in decades. This is not about vanity. It's about dignity. It's about being able to wake up in the morning with strength in your step, to sit across from the person you love and know that you can still connect in ways that matter. It's about reclaiming confidence, not just in the bedroom, but in life itself. When a man feels whole, when he knows his body can still respond, everything changes. His posture, his mood, his relationships, even the way he faces the world. And so I ask you now, which of these oils will you begin with? Will you start with pumpkin seed oil, that simple spark plug for testosterone? Will you try black seed oil, the legendary cure praised for centuries? Or will you step into the deep renewal offered by pine needle oil, the oil that men say turns back the clock within days? Whatever you choose, remember, you are not too late. You are not too old. You are not finished. This is Dr. Maya Kapoor, and if this message has spoken to you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Type 1 in the comments if you feel inspired to try these natural tools. Type 0 if you want me to refine and improve the topics I share. Your voice matters. It guides me in bringing you the content that will help you most. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss guidance designed for men in their 60s and beyond. Share this with a friend, a brother, or a loved one who may need to hear it, because you never know how much hope it might bring to someone else's life. Intimacy is not gone. Vitality is not gone, and neither are you. Your best years can still be ahead if you choose to believe, if you choose to act, if you choose to give your body the natural support it's been waiting for. Remember this, nature has not abandoned you. These oils have been here all along, whispering their secrets through history. Now, it's your turn to listen. Your story is still being written. Make this next chapter one of strength, confidence, and deep connection. Your body still wants to heal. It still wants to feel, and it still wants to love. All it's waiting for is you.